Hey everybody, it's Steve again. Uh, Been a while. I've been working on another project. Been doing some research and finding some stuff out. And so I'm sorry I've been away for long. In case anybody missed me, if you didn't, whatever. Anyway, I know everybody's waiting for me to come on here and talk about my opinions on Charlottesville. I'm not gonna do that because I'm still trying to make up my mind. I'm still trying to find all the details out on it. I mean, MSM, all those other guys. I'm trying to find out truth, what happened, and what it's all about. So, but this video, I think, is really important to get out because number one is that it's called Lufkin BeatDown. Now, for you individuals who see this, what's going to happen is that I'm going to go ahead and do the recording. And then underneath, I'm going to put the link for YouTube so you can actually watch it for yourself. I'm not doing a spoiler alert, but I want to explain some things that are on this video that I want everybody to pay attention to, especially in my area in Southeast Texas, because the fact is that unawarely we are, I don't know if that's a word, is that a word? I don't even know if it's a word. Anyway, we are unaware, or we don't accept the fact that things like this can happen to us. I live 9 miles south of where this actually happened. That don't seem like much. I mean, that seems like a long way to you guys, but shoot, for us, that's just Sunday drive. But anyway, this happened in Lufkin. And if you'll watch this video, then you're going to see a number of things. And I challenge you, please watch the video. Come back to me. Come back to the video of mine here and watch and see, and you'll bring out some points. We'll make the points here clearer. First of all, you'll notice this is a convenience store. This man, the last man, and then you have the second to last man. This man was in front of this man. You guys got that, okay? Anyway, the last man, he reached into his wallet. I couldn't tell if he went to the ATM machine or not. I don't know that. It didn't pick up there. But anyway, if you guys see that, that's another detail maybe I missed. But anyway, he reached into his wallet to get $35 out. This has been verified by the papers. While he was holding this $35, the second man turned around and just, I guess they had some words that looked like something, whatever. But anyway, this guy just reaches out and grabs that $35. Now, first impression was that, what did this guy do? Well, he said that first of all, he thought it was a joke by one of his friends playing a trick on him to come by stealing his money, picking at him. But no, this guy actually took the money. A couple of verbal words were said back and forth, and you can see the individual reaching to get his money back from the individual. Then it all went down. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in fights before. And normally, if you get in a fight with somebody, you don't kick them when they're down. You don't really, I mean, you won, it's over with or whatever. But the only way I can describe it is the way I said, it's just total beatdown. This guy beat this guy down. He did it on purpose. He had a chance to walk away many times, and he didn't. He just kept kicking this individual to where the point is like, you know what? I don't care who you are. When you watch this video, you're going to be getting mad. You say, God, dang. So I watch the video and you'll see. Now, after you watch the video, here's the points I want to bring out that you can actually point onto the video. First of all, when this fight broke out, there was nobody, or wasn't even a fight. Anyway, this beatdown broke out. Nobody stepped in to stop it. No one in the store realized this man was getting beat, and nobody lifted a finger to go to the aid of this individual. Didn't even break him up. Didn't even make one effort. The next thing you see is the clerks running around the store, back behind the counter, running around the store like a bunch of chickens in a hen house, and they didn't know what to do. They had no clue. They didn't know what to do. The expression on their faces, and well, it was on and it was happening. And it was right there in front of you, and you still couldn't believe it. And also another point I want to bring out is the fact is that wherever we go nowadays, it doesn't bother us anymore. We don't pay no attention, but everybody's got a cell phone. Either they're texting or they're calling or something on the or playing a game, something on a cell phone. Now during this instance, there was one dang cell phone available to anybody to call 911. We do not know who called the 911 in because the fact is we can't see anybody on the video who actually made that call. However, the fact is during this beatdown, this individual actually walked over the individual calmly, and left the building. Now, where this gets interesting is the fact is, like I said, no one actually helped this individual or whatever. This individual landed face down with his arms tucked in over his head. Now, somebody said, well, we don't know CPR. Well, should we have done anything? Well, first matter is that we have a Good Samaritan law, which is nationwide. That means you can't be held accountable for any injury sustained if you're trying to render aid to another individual. That's what it says on the books. Federal law, state law, the whole 9 yards. Supposed to go everywhere. But maybe people didn't know that. So they just said, well, I don't want to get involved. It's none of my business. This is what, I don't want to get involved. It's none of my business. I see this all the time from people around here, especially Southeast Texas. That's not my business. I don't want to get involved, you know. And then they go home and they talk about it, you know, later, whatever. I saw this, you know. But they don't want to get involved. The obvious signs of this individual, if you can see it, had any CPR training at all, you can notice this individual's down. He is convulsing and he's actually shaking, which gives you the first intuition that, number one, this individual is going into shock or is in shock. And then the jerking of his body, that he does have some kind of convulsions going on. What that tells you is the fact that the guy's in shock, which is a condition that can be fatal. It can affect your brain housing group to where it don't work right. And also it can affect you where you probably have some kind of disability or hindrance from these mechanics, all the brain housing group, all those things that work there or whatever. Could injure those and you could end up with a limp or something like that. The second thing is the convulsions. Is the fact is that you can tell by that, the first sign, that he has sustained some way a brain injury. In this case, yeah, it was a concussion. I don't know how severe the concussion was, but it was severe enough for this individual to go down, going in and out of consciousness per his testimony. So this individual was down, definitely, obviously needing some assistance, some medical assistance, or somebody to come over and just try to do something. Now, for individuals that have dealt with shock before, sometimes all it needs is the fact is you get there and you elevate their feet. They'll have to roll him over, elevate his feet, and calmly talk to him. Bring him back to where he knows he's unconscious or conscious, and have a determination of where the conscious level is. If he knows he stays there. That's your first step to treating for shock. You also probably want to get something warm around him, if necessary, but he hadn't had any blood loss. But anyway, just make him comfortable so he feels like he's comfortable and he's safe there and he's not in a way hurting. You minimize the pain as much as you can. Second of all, with the concussion incident, you have to make sure that his eyes are still they don't roll back in his head. You're actually supposed to be looking to see if he's rapid eye movement or if this condition affects each other. But anyway, you want to make the individual comfortable and you wait for help. Time starts whenever you first get to that individual. As soon as you get to that individual, you have approximately with those degree of injuries, 35 to maybe 45 minutes before they start causing some serious damage. This is where the damage could come into where it hurts you later on in life or possibly death. Other injuries this guy sustained was he broke his shoulder. I think he broke some ribs. He had a concussion, and of course he was beat severely. So, but no one actually came to him and actually rendered first aid. Second of all, is that if you'll notice the individual, there's one individual standing by and opening up the door while the guy's laying in the door, and he's pointing like over. You see this, man? You see this, man? You know, while this guy's physically shaking, he goes, "Did you see this, man? You know, would you see that?" Yeah, it was cool and everything, brother. But meanwhile, you got a guy flopping in front of you like a down fish, and you're sitting there and you're thinking that's cool. What kind of person are you? You can't tell me you didn't have a damn cell phone on you because you're cool, man. You're a teenager. You're cool. You got the long hair and shit. And you didn't even have a damn cell phone and didn't have enough sense to call a freaking 911. Nobody did. The next thing is that the individual didn't even go over. Didn't walk to him. Didn't talk to him. Didn't do nothing. Just meanwhile, the clerks are running around like, you know, they don't even know what the heck to do. Now, we look at it, and then when we see this, there's a lot of things you'll probably notice that maybe I missed. I'm still looking at it because I'm basically I'm in awe. And I say I can't believe that this happened right here close to my hometown. And the next thing is that I can't believe, second of all, that nobody helped this guy. I mean, not even a smidgen. I mean, even if you didn't know what to do or whatever, at least talk to the guy and find out if he's breathing, if he's okay. You start the breathing, you stop the bleeding, you protect the wound, you treat for shock. You know, do those things. If you do those things, you've done all you can do, but you can at least be there with the individual and talk to him and let him know he's all right so far. Remind him to breathe. Remind him to come back to reality, come back to you. Breathe, relax, breathe. If it hurts, tell me what hurts. I'll make it better. Anyway, we won't go on any more to the CPR or that class because you guys can take that or you can't. So that was the situation. We didn't have anybody come to this guy's help. Now, my next question was this: I said, okay, now what would I do? Knowing this, one, the first of all is that a person who was acting on the Good Samaritan law, probably none of our officers here in Southeast Texas know what that even is. They probably can't even tell you the penal code. Okay. Second of all, that's up to a judge and a lawyer to determine. So in other words, if you play the Good Samaritan and something happens to that individual, he can file a lawsuit on you. Okay. Then that's up to the judge and the jury and the lawyer who's going to pick that shit out of pepper to find you guilty to win his lawsuit. Second thing is, if you're involved in it and you're actually seen helping this individual out, when the cops roll up, you are going to be met with, I don't know how many vehicles will respond, but I'm telling you, in Southeast Texas, whenever they call, man, I'm telling you, ain't nobody else doing nothing. They drop their donuts and coffee and they get out the phone with mama and they haul their ass wherever they're at. So you're going to be met by at least 5 police officers all pull up on you, roll up, and then they're going to have their guns drawn. Okay, pistols pointing at you 5 different ways. All right. And you ain't done nothing. Trying to help this guy out. Meantime, you're trying to explain to individuals, I'm trying to help out. He needs some help. But you won't get that message through to the cops because what'll come through is that by the time they get finished speaking, what they're going to do is they're going to tell you, put your hands up, put your hand behind your back, put your hand beside you. Let me see your hands. Put your hands behind your head. They're going to be doing all this thing, tell you where to put your damn hand, put your hands where I can see them. They're going to be telling you all these damn things, put your hand. Meanwhile, we're wasting time here. This individual's in shot. So then when you get finished doing the hokey pokey and all that, turn your shit around and everything, then they're going to come over and stuff you. Now, you know as well as I know as folks that if you don't want to say cuff you, then the cops got to arrest you because they got to find a damn reason for detaining your ass. Because God forbid they get a lawsuit for false detainment. So you're going to go to jail. What's the charge? They don't know, they'll make that shit up. All they know is you were involved in it some way, shape, form, or fashion. For all they know, you're an accomplice. So they're going to take your ass in and then they're going to ask questions later. So knowing that, there you are sitting in jail and you're trying to figure out what the hell you done wrong, even though all you're trying to do is help somebody out. Third thing, if you are an individual who's standing there and will not render aid, who does not come to the aid of that individual in some way, shape, form, or fashion, you can be held just as liable for not rendering aid to that individual. Each and every one of you people that was in that dang store today can be charged and should be charged for not rendering aid. What does that mean? Well, I'm not a brain surgeon. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Rendering aid could be something as simple as calling 911. Rendering aid is asking if the individual's okay. All these, just contacting or talking to the individual to determine the severity of his wounds is rendering aid. So you can get on the phone and tell people what is really wrong with this guy so they can relay it to the medics who are prepared for the situation to come up. Meantime, you got Keystone cops out here all still got their weapons pointed at you, not allowing the ambulance to come in because it's not a secure location yet. Meanwhile, this guy's still freaking in distress. So by the time Larry Moore and Curry figure out, well, hell, we need to get him some help. Then they're going to cuff and stuff you, so you're moving the situation, and they're going to say it's all clear, and they come and bring the ambulance in. They're not going to ask you what happened at that time. They're going to ask you, at that time, you're an accomplice. Period. Going to jail. A lot of people say, well, they ain't going to charge you with that. Yeah, they're going to charge you. And even if you found not guilty, guess what? It's going to stay on your record forever. So you've been charged, and you've been, falsely charged. Well, anyway, let me get on with that. The next thing is that no one thought during that whole particular scenario to distract his attention, to to say stop. I'm calling the law. Stop. No one issued him any warning whatsoever, so this guy just knew he could get away with it because nobody wanted to get involved. Why? Like I said before, none of my business. I don't know what that guy did. He probably deserved an ass whooping. Yeah, he needed to be ass whooped. He needed to be kicked, stomped on. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Meanwhile, this individual just walks out without any questions. Nobody asked him. Nobody confronted him. Nobody said anything. So now, let's put it in perspective. All these scenarios given, what's going to happen to you if you did render aid. All the negative things that probably were going to happen to you when you render aid to an individual. We know pretty much how the judge is going to look at it. We know pretty much how the lawyers are going to look at it. We know exactly what the cops are thinking. All they care about is getting another bus so they can get a promotion. If you talk back, they're going to have you. They're going to bump up the charges where you're going to be in line for jail just for helping somebody when they needed help. So we ask each other, what do we do? What is the proper thing to do? If I learn from this video and I learn from my research, here is what I can figure out is the best thing to do in that situation. Number one is that I carry a weapon on me all the time, just for this particular reason. Because, in fact, it's not because I'm going to step in there and be John Wayne and help as a hero and break all this up. No, I learned my lesson. I can't do that. You better not do that based on the criteria that no, don't do that. Because if you pull a weapon on somebody, you pull out of your holster, guess what? That's a threat. Threat with a deadly weapon. So you can't do that. First thing what you got to do, you probably got your wife with you, whatever. First thing I would do is, you know what, I'm getting myself the cover. I don't know if it's somebody you got a gun or not. I damn sure if you want that much money, I ain't gonna be sitting there and him coming back with money from me. I don't really know I'm not there. Now, in the meantime, if he sees me and he sees that I do have a weapon on me, in my case, it's not a weapon. In my case, it's black powder, cap and ball, which is not considered a weapon or a firearm. Anyway, I care because I'm good at it. I'm just hoping that he sees me with that weapon that'll deter him from doing any more or causing any more injuries to anybody. Just by him seeing that weapon. I will not feign. I will not make a move with my right hand. I will not even move to make any possibility of him thinking that I was going to go and draw my weapon. Would do nothing. Because the fact is that if I did, I open myself up to a whole damn different possibilities of different things that the cops can charge me with, and the judge is going to agree because I got, for God's sake, I got a weapon and I tried to stop an individual from committing a crime. God forbid, who the hell do you think you are? Looks like you somebody or something. We tell you when you can use that weapon. We tell you what the parameters are, and if we don't like it, if you don't like it at all, you know what? Guess what? We're going to change them. Only one person can tell me what the damn rules are for 2016 for your damn weapons now. See, we don't know. Can't keep up. So anyway, I would actually just stand there and try to deter this individual until he walked out. Now we come to the big final question. What do you do? Do you go up there and when you're going out of the building, do you stop and help this individual who's in distress in front of you, who's blocking the door? You can't miss him. You can't miss how much pain he's in, or you can't miss that he's in stress. You stop and help him out. Would you do the best you could to make him comfortable until the police or the ambulance got there? Are you going to try to tell the cops that, you know what, hey, he's the victim, to keep them from cuffing him and injuring him and more? Are you going to do something to help this individual who's lying on the floor? Everybody that's sitting there right now say, yes, somebody should have done something. Keyword, somebody should have done something. What if there's nobody around but you? You become that somebody. It breaks down to, what are you going to do? How important is it to you to actually get involved and save another person, or actually help another person who's in distress? What brain housing group or what group do you have to go through to determine? You've determined all this shit and thought about this all in your head, which makes it is making a decision for you whether you want to get involved in or what. One part of me says this. I know this is cold. One part of me says this. You know what? Walk up, look down, say, "Damn, I look like it hurt." Walk to my truck, or get to my truck, put my wife in, go home. Cops will find out where I'm at. They run the plates or whatever. They come by the house. So, well, we just see. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing. That's one way of handling it. Or everybody agrees you can do the right thing and help this individual as much as you can. You're going to have to deal with all the bullshit that comes through from the cops. You're going to have to deal with all the unnecessary bullshit that's coming from the lawyers and the judge and all this and getting charged and having to hire an attorney. You're going to have to go through all that bullshit just because you did the right thing and helped another individual. I have a very hard time with that, and that's just me. I was trained not too long ago, and I served, and that training reminds me and tells me every damn day I run toward the fire. If you're going to fire at me, then guess what? I want to be the one, not these individuals. Let them get somewhere safe, and I'll be the one who takes the brunt. Matter of fact, this individual had the guts to say, you know what, release this on video because I want the world to see. He said, you know what, my wife disagreed with me, but he said, you know what, I'm glad it happened to me instead of happening to one of those clerks. He said, I'm glad it happened to me. I feel the same way. Because at least I know I'm prepared for it. I won't run around like a chicken with my head cut off and try to say, oh, man, what do we do? What do we do? I'm going to do something. Gunnery sergeant me one time told me when we were on fire, he said, you know what? Do something, even if it's freaking wrong. Do something. You're going to have to do something. Or are you going to allow it to happen? But what would you do? The thing about it is, you know what? What if you just walked over and just said, hey, you know what? It ain't none of my business. I ain't getting involved in that. And you walk home, you come home, and you're sitting on the 6 o'clock news, you see that son gun died. Do you think about maybe if you'd done something he wouldn't? How you sleep at night? We ain't saying that you instigate anything. We're just saying you're reacting to the situation. You helped an individual out. You know what? Who maybe not. I don't know. You may have saved his life, or you may save you from having a limp, or maybe save him from having a stutter. Something that will help him, protect him, because you were there for the right reason. I think that's a test of all tests because all those individuals in that store, I guarantee you, God was watching. I guarantee you, He put them in that situation for a reason. Teach them a lesson. Because what would you do? Would you do the right thing, or would you pass it by? Because sometimes doing the right thing ain't always doing the right thing. So I think I'd hate to be that individual who didn't render aid. I think I'd hate to be that individual who didn't stop it, stand up and say, stop it. If he did, I'd pull my weapon and threaten him and say, you know what, if you don't stop, I'm going to shoot your ass. Why? Because you're actually physically causing harm or pain to this individual, and it could be serious, and it could be life-threatening. I have a right to do that. That's my right. I would initially call one of them dang clerks. I said, call 911 and point directly at them and say, you're responsible for that. Call 911, but I wouldn't really have to worry about it because my wife had already knows what to do, and she'd back her dial 911. My wife would be on the phone explaining to the medics exactly what's going on, and she would be relaying the information from me because why? She's married to me, and guess what? She understands that she's seeing it around an environment, whatever it's necessary information is actually useful and needed to save people. She never served in the Army or the Marine Corps, but she knows exactly what to do because I sat down and I explained to her and I told her this is why. This is why we do this, this is why we do that. Boom, light goes off. That makes sense. So we were looking at the situation. Yeah, I done pulled my weapon, told him to stop. So I right there immediately diffused the situation. That guy's got to back up and punt, or he can sit there and bleed. I don't care. Because in my mind right then, it's right. Because I'm helping that individual. I'm going out of my way to say, here's what I'm willing to do to put myself in danger to help you and help save you and make sure that you get the proper medical attention that you need. I'm willing to put my ass on the line. I'm willing to go to jail. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that you're okay today. I think I read something about that in the Bible. So what happened to us? Well, I tell you the main fact, and this is true, because we're scared. We're scared of getting in trouble. We're scared to push the limit. We're scared to stand up for what's right, even when somebody else's life is in danger. We see this all the time during catastrophes. We see individuals who do not render aid or come to individuals' distress because the fact is they're too busy on the damn YouTube filming it. I swear to God, let me see you filming an accident or someone in distress or some kind of incident like that. Please let me see you. If you don't know what to do, ask somebody. What can I do? How do I do that? What do you need? You're a convenience store, for God's sake. There's got to be some first aid shit around there somewhere. Are you making up? Give me some duct tape. I got a pound of that. Hell, if his arm was broke, his shoulder broke, his arm broke, whatever. You know what? How's it going to end this paper? Well, you put it over him and duct tape it down. Doctors figure that shit out. But you saved him, and you made him more comfortable. Don't you wish somebody would do that for you? But apparently not. We see this time and time again, over and over and over again, there in every catastrophe that we've had. Individuals who will not run toward the fire, individuals who will run away, individuals who will step on other people, stomp on other people just to get themselves out of harm's way and never think about the people that they're harming. Many people talk all big and bad and they're a badass and they can do whatever they want. They can whoop ass and whatever the hell they want to do. They can shoot straight, fly straight, and hell, they can shit straight. But that don't matter. Because the fact is that when it comes time, do you know when and how to use it? What does it take for one man or one woman for in a brief second say, I'm going to help that man? And throw yourself at the mercy of the court. I still believe um, that there are people out there who will come to my rescue. I want to believe that. But based on things that I've seen and read and I do my research, it's not going to happen. So I come to the determination, hey, I'm on my own, man. I got 4 acres of land here, my wife and my dogs. And you know what? That's mine. I'm going to protect what I own. I'll do everything I can to stay as close as I can because the fact is, I don't know what's out there. I laugh and I scoff about the people who say, well, that's not going to happen here. It can't happen here. Talked off. I only had to pull my gun one time. That's one too damn many for me. But it can't happen here. What if it does? Do you know what to do? Can you take maybe 30 minutes off your Twitter time or your Facebook time or chat to Miss Sally down the road that you done talked to 15 minutes ago, but y'all got more to say? Can you take 30 minutes out of your day and learn how to help somebody when they're down? You ain't got to go take no class or nothing to help somebody. All you got to do is learn, okay, this is what we're looking at. What do I do in this type of situation? That's all it takes. My personal opinions don't matter because that's a decision I've got to make. Either way, both scenarios, I gotta react one way or the other. To be honest with you, I don't have an issue on doing it either way. Because the fact is, I've learned that you know what, for somebody back here in civilian life to put their ass on the line for you, that you don't hear that. And God forbid you're a veteran and you stand up and you get involved and say, oh, he's crazy, put him in the military. But that's all well and good. But it comes down to one simple question. after you watch this video, after you see and you pay attention to all the details around you, and you thoroughly understand this video, take maybe 5 minutes and sit down and ask yourself, what would I do? That's all you got to do. You'll be surprised at the answer. It's Wolfpack, I'm out.